Well, as the economy sees its largest GDP growth in nearly 4 years, the energy industry also experiencing an unprecedented boom.
Why? Well, Energy Secretary Rick Perry is here on the impact energy is having on the broader economy. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Steve, how are you?
Good to have you back.
Great to see you.
So let's talk a little bit about that.
It is happening. Think about it. 12 years ago, there was a person giving a speech that we were at peak oil, we'd found it all, wasn't going to, even if we found any more, it was going to be exorbitantly expensive to produce. And here we are, the #1 oil and gas producing country in the world now. In just a few years, probably within the next 12 to 18 months, we will become a net exporting energy country.
Thanks to fracking, mainly?
A lot of different things. I will tell you that when you have technology and innovation like fracking and directional drilling that allowed us to go in and get unconventional plays and to turn those shale fields into really productive places. But it's also been just, particularly in the last 18 months, it's been this mindset that, you can spend your money and have a chance to have a return on your investment. So the tax bill that was passed, the regulations. I mean, people know now that they can build an LNG plant and it's not going to get locked up, or a pipeline.
Sure.
You think about the pipelines that got stopped by the previous administration, because if you can't move this energy to the marketplace, that's going to have a real negative effect on people going out and spending the money. So energy is driving not only the economy, the geopolitics of the world. 10 years ago, we were relying upon maybe some countries that didn't have our best interest in mind, let's say. And today, we're being able to deliver LNG into Europe. You saw the European president come in here, the president of the United States, the president of the EU, making a deal on American LNG. Think about how that changes the balance of power.
Sure.
When the Russians were the only people that the Europeans were able to get gas from, and now we're being able to give it to them, no strings attached, I might add.
Yep. It's another instrument of national power. I mean, rather than it being a liability, now it's an asset on our balance sheet. We can compete with other countries and play with the good guys.
Yes, sir.
Is that the goal, energy independence?
Oh, and we're practically there. It is. It's a clear. I've heard a number of terms used. I've heard energy dominance. I've heard energy independence. All of those are true. The point is, the United States, 15 years ago, we were kind of done from an energy standpoint. We were going to be producing a little bit, but it's just, I tell people, don't get locked into conventional wisdom that says, here's the way the world is, here's the way it's always going to be. And while that was going on, Ainsley, one of the powerful messages was America has reduced their emissions by 14%.
Right.
So we tell people, signing an agreement's one thing, performance another.
Yes.
The President of the United States is interested in America's performance. That's the reason he backed out of the Paris Accord. He basically said, look, it's putting America in a disadvantaged position from the standpoint of China and India weren't having to meet these emissions. In the United States, we're out there doing it. We're changing over to cleaner burning natural gas. We're seeing big move into the renewables. We're being able to see clean coal being put into the marketplace. We opened one of the largest carbon capture, utilization, sequestration processes in the world outside of Houston.
So you're busy in that. You're also using technology, and you're involved in a big cyber summit coming up.
Indeed. It's New York City here in just a few minutes. We, with Secretary Nelson, talking about cyber has really changed the world. It's a great example of how the world changes in a hurry. Cyber is one of those. The Department of Energy is the sector-specific agency in charge of the electrical grid.
Yeah.
So New York City, you got Wall Street, you got all of these millions of people that live here on Manhattan Island, and you got a situation where you want to make sure that the electrical grid is protected as well as it can be.
There was a big blackout at one point before I moved here that people still talk about.
But
not
from a cyber.
No.
So here's what we worry about is that an event like one of these superstorms come in, a polar vortex comes in, puts an incredible strain on
it. We've seen it.
Well, and you lay in a cyber attack on top of that.
Gotcha. All right. Good luck today, Governor.
Steve, thank you.
Thank you.